Good morning. It is 8 a.m. and today I'm going to do my first day in the life of a nurse practitioner vlog. It's going to be a little different. I haven't really done these. Usually I'm just talking in front of the camera. But before I start, I'm going to give a shout out to Picmonic. They sent me this beautiful shirt, the Pencil Villain. That stands for penicillin. It's one of the mnemonics or one of the devices they use to help you remember things. And it's one of my favorite websites I use to study. And it's a great study resource. But anyway, today I've got it's going to be a long day because I have military conference calls I have to be on and some military trainings. I also have several quizzes and several things that are due tonight at midnight. Because of course I got to wait till last minute to do those. Some charting I got to catch up on for work. Conference call starts in about 30 minutes. But yeah, I'll take you through my day. So I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier. Get my banana and orange and, okay, well this maybe isn't that healthy. It's strawberry oatmeal, has probably a lot of sugar, but still it's a start. And because I hardly ever drink water, I fill this up with water in the morning now. And of course, I've got to get my beautiful, delicious coffee. And this will be my breakfast before I start that wonderful, amazing conference call that I have to be on. And cool thing is, another cool thing I have to do today is my son's birthday is coming up. He's turning 9. And great thing about having a kid that's turning 9 is he's into a lot of stuff that I don't really have time to do or whatever, like Fortnite. But I have an excuse to play Fortnite because he plays it. So there we go. So I got to wrap those today for him and get on this conference call, and then I'm going to get started on my study schedule. All right, so I'm done with the military conference call, and that took quite a while. We had some online classes we had to do, and then I had a couple patients that I saw the other day I had to finish my charting on. But that's the beauty of electronic charting, being able to go home and chart that kind of thing and chart the next day. So now I'm going to just kind of show you my setup and how I study and what I have due tonight. Oh my God, I still have a ton of stuff due tonight. But awesome news is this is the last day of my second semester of nurse practitioner school. A few more assignments to turn in and I will be done. I'll be off for a couple of weeks, and during that 2 weeks, I'm basically going to study stuff from this semester and last semester. All the stuff that I didn't have time to study the first time around because of assignments and work and all the things you have to do in between. So anyway, so this is my setup of how I study. I live in a tiny condo. And so I have a little coffee table, basically, right? I'm sitting on my couch, got a little coffee table. And the cool thing is it pulls up into a desktop. So that's really cool. And I've got my coffee, because you always got to have some coffee. I have my thing of water, because I'm trying to drink more water. Every coffee I drink, I try to drink at least one water. I used to drink 3 to 4 coffees a day. Now I'm only drinking 1 to 2. I'm trying to cut down. Got me a little snack, a little fig bar, raspberry fig bar. These are pretty good. Pretty low in sodium. That was kind of the reason I'm cutting back on the caffeine too. My blood pressure was a little high the other day. I think it was because I had like 4 coffees and I checked my blood pressure. So I'm trying to watch that. Anyway, so I'll go to my computer screen here, and I have certain learning assignments. Each, well, in pharmacology, it's for every 2 weeks, right? It's kind of bi-weekly. And I don't know if you guys can see that well, but I have 2 open book assignments due, kind of open book quizzes, so to speak. They're 20 questions each. One's on neuro, one's on psych. That's what I'm going over this for this semester, or this 2 weeks, I should say, this unit. So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll answer all of these without looking them up. And then after I'm done answering them all, I'll go through and I will look them up in the book or online. You know, this 2 weeks, we're going to, like I said, neuro and psych. It's over 100 pages. And honestly, I don't read the entire book, every single recommended page, because there would not be enough hours in the day if I did that. Plus, it's not very effective to just sit and read a book. You'll hear a lot of students say, "Oh, I just, you know, how did you study for that test?" And they didn't do well. They'll say, "Oh, I read the book. You know, I read the book 5 times or whatever." Well, you're not doing active recall or spaced repetition. So what I'll do is, as I read, I will make flashcards. I used to make them in Anki, but now I make them in what's called Osmosis. And Osmosis has a little flashcard area. This is how many flashcards I have due today, 137, unfortunately. And these are the new ones I've made that will go into this queue over here, the spaced repetition queue, once I answer them. So actually this is a little higher because, again, over the weekend work and everything, it might be 2 days worth. So you go to your daily repetition quiz, and then you'll have questions like, which regimen when applied or when added to omeprazole is preferred to treat H. pylori? And I think that's amoxicillin, clarithromycin, and metronidazole. And then you'll rate your confidence, how confident you are in the answer. I didn't sound confident, did I? So we're going to go low. Amoxicillin and metronidazole, I got it right. Hallelujah. So what you do is you click that you got it right. And what that'll do is it'll repeat this question again in 3 days. That is spaced repetition. And you'll go through, and I have like 130 of those that I'd like to get through today. Probably won't, because like I said, I've got the 2 open book 20 questions each assignments due. I have a couple of discussion posts I have to do. We have to turn in, it's like I already turned in the medication assignment where it's like you pick a medication from the chapter. So for example, I would go in and I would pick topiramate, for example, and then I would come up with a patient scenario of why they would take that, the contraindications, mechanisms of action for the medication, things like that. So I turned that in, but I have to respond to 2 of my classmates. That's the discussion post setup. Then the other thing I have to do tonight, I have let's see if I can see it on here. I have to complete a timed quiz for this unit. And the timed quizzes are pretty tough. Usually about 25 questions, I believe, over the unit. So you got over 100 pages of information, and they ask you about 25 questions. So it's you really have to know the information because it's timed. You can't really look up stuff. And then the other thing I like to complete, this is one I actually got wrong. This is Picmonic, and I try to do about 20 of these questions per day as well. So you go through, and it'll look like this with a blue screen. It'll ask you a question. Which of the following is a common clinical manifestation of late-stage chronic kidney disease? Right? And so late stage, I don't know, anemia. Yes, I got it right. Okay, so anemia would be a late stage sign. And then it'll show you the picture once you answer it. And that helps you remember that Picmonic. And I absolutely love Picmonic. I use it almost daily. I watch the videos or either do the quizzes. Same thing with Osmosis. And then some of the other things I do, like I said, when I read the book, I'll make my own questions to put in Osmosis. So I'll either put them here in my little notebook, and I have a little checkoff system. You know, a lot of people use like electronic, online, fancy calendars and checkoff systems. I just do it here. So I'll check things off the good old-fashioned way, you know. To me, that's a little easier. Or sometimes what I'll do if I feel like typing, I'll type out the notes or the questions. And what I can do here, this is Notion. This is a an app for notes, right? So I'll basically ask myself questions in here as well. Thiazides cause blank in 15 to 20% of patients, and it's hypokalemia. And you just toggle it down. So that's a cool feature of Notion. Anyway, so that is what I'm going to be doing for quite a while. I'll probably take a break to do some push-ups and sit-ups and work out. And then once I do the time quiz, I'll check back in and hopefully show everybody that I made a good grade, and just wrap up and see how I did on these open book assignments. You would think I'd get them all right because it's open book, but believe it or not, these questions are pretty hard, some of them. So every now and then, you'll think you got them right, and you'll answer them, and you're like, I don't need to look that up, I've got it, and then you get it wrong. But anyway, so that is what I'm working on right now. Check back in later. I just finished a little bit out of breath. I'm out of shape. I need to start working out more. Just did some push-ups and sit-ups, probably about 1,000 each, something like that. No, honestly, I don't even know. Not very many each. Probably 50, 60 each or something. It's pretty sad. Anyway, quick little workout just to get a little sweat worked up and get my heart rate up so I can wake up and study some more. So, got to go back to studying. Wow, already nighttime. Taking a quick break to have a little dinner to eat, and still working on the flashcards. I'm gonna treat myself. It's the last day of the semester, and I'm gonna have some shrimp. I don't usually spend a lot of money on food and stuff, but I'm gonna have some shrimp and cocktail sauce, and this really isn't that good, but just trying to have something 0 calorie and good for you, I guess, so to speak, as I have candy over here. 2 little small pieces of candy: almond buttercup, toffee pretzel, sea salt, milk chocolate, Fresh Market. Oh man, I'm so ready to eat. It's already nighttime, and it's going to go down to the wire. I still got quite a bit of stuff to do. Anyway, check back in after my quiz. So it is now 12:30. My assignments were actually due at 1 a.m. Well, really 12 Central Time, but I'm in the Eastern Time Zone. So I had until 1 a.m. So, maybe I procrastinated a little more and got them in right there at the buzzer. But the important thing is all the assignments are done. Semester 2 is over. That last time quiz for my pharmacology class was 20 questions instead of 25. Didn't get a 20 out of 20 like I wanted, but I got a 17 out of 20. That's not bad. I think that's like an 85. Either way, I think I could have gotten like a 13 out of 20 or something even worse and still gotten an A. So I should end up with A in that class, and hopefully a B in my theory class, theory of nursing class. And I am done for this semester. I have a couple weeks off, but I will not be taking them off from studying. It will just be 2 weeks of no assignments. So now I can go back and reread, or not reread because I don't really reread, but I can go back and read some of the chapters I didn't get to read in the book and go over flashcards every day. So I'll be studying almost just about every day for the next 2 weeks until I think I have a health or intro to the roles of the nurse practitioner class, and then like a assessment class, like a health assessment class or advanced assessment class coming up. But anyway, I'll post an update with the final grades, and that is a Sunday day in the life of a nurse practitioner student who actually has a day of not having to go to work. My kids aren't here. I did have some military stuff to do, but it's mostly just studying and doing schoolwork. Kind of boring, but people like to know what to expect when they go to nurse practitioner school or really any school. You know, there's a lot of awesome vlogs out there that talk about medical schools and PA schools and things like that. Anyway, y'all have a great night. I'm going to go get some sleep because I got to be up early in the morning to get to work.